Hey guys, and welcome to Cool Vision. In this video, we're going to talk about the capital of Kazakhstan, Astana. Let's see what the city has to offer and why you might consider visiting it. Astana is located in central Kazakhstan. The city changed name so many times that at the time of our visit, it was still Nur-Sultan, named after Nur-Sultan Nazarbayev, the first president. So don't get surprised if you hear me referring to the city as Nur-Sultan. But now it's Astana again. The city is split into two parts by the Ishim River, the old part and the new part. Let's start with the old part first. This is where you find the old neighborhoods of 5-story buildings and the abundance of Soviet heritage. There's a railroad terminal, a market, some colleges, and honestly this part has a very typical look of many post-Soviet cities. But don't get the impression that this part of town is boring, because it has its charm too.
The old Astana and the new Astana.
Now let's take a look at the new part. Astana surprised me in a big way because I didn't expect it to have so much amazing architecture, like Palace of Peace and Reconciliation in the form of a pyramid, constructed in 2006 to host a congress of leaders of the world and traditional religions. Nazarbayev Center in the form of a futuristic eye, Kazakh National University of the Arts, Kazakhstan Central Concert Hall, and many others. The main square of the city is the Independence Square. In the center, there's a monument, Kazakh Ali. It's a symbol of freedom and prosperity of Kazakhstan. In 2017, all eyes were on Astana when it was hosting Expo 2017. The theme was Future Energy. Kazakhstan exhibition was in this interesting building that looks like a bowling ball. It was impressive, but left many people wondering whether it was worth spending $2.1 billion on this event without getting much in return. Astana is like a mix of several cities. It reminded me of Beijing, Abu Dhabi, and Moscow at the same time. Why? Look at this building. It looks like one of those 7 stallion skyscrapers in Moscow. This one obviously takes you to Beijing. And the number of large impressive mosques reminds you of the Middle East. Let's look at some of them. Nur-Sultan Mosque. It was built in 2005 in a modern Oriental style. The mosque was built with the financial support from the Emir of Qatar, Hamad bin Khalifa. Hazrat Sultan Mosque, which means Holy Sultan, a huge mosque with a dome and 4 minarets. And the largest mosque in Central Asia, the Grand Mosque of Astana, with a total prayer area for 30,000 people. It opened recently in August 2022. The height of the dome is 83 meters, and the surrounding 4 minarets are 130 meters high. Let's walk inside. The central part of the city is Nur-Sultan Boulevard, which translates as Greenwater Boulevard. Let's take a walk along the boulevard. It's 2.2 kilometers long. It's nice. Lots of beautiful flower beds and different installations.
Привет!
And the main attraction is, of course, the Baytarek. Behind me is an observation tower, and it's called Baytarek. And it's probably one of the most recognized symbols of Nur-Sultan. It's 105 meters high, and it symbolizes a mythical tree of life and a magical bird of happiness named Samruk. Nearby you'll find the presidential residence with an excellent park around it, and the parliament building. And if you walk the other way, you will stumble upon a building that may remind you of Atlantis Hotel in Dubai. This building behind me, it reminds me of Atlantis Hotel in Dubai. But here it's just a building that belongs to one of the oil and gas companies. You know, because Kazakhstan is one of the major oil and gas producers.
What are you buying?
Just water because it's too hot outside.
Just water.
On Nur-Sultan Boulevard, it's always crowded and there's always something going on.
Скажите, чем вам нравится Nur-Sultan?
Nur-Sultan мне понравился, он прям... Здесь такие высотные, красивые здания. Прям дизайн, мне вот это все понравилось. Потом понравился Байтерек. Я его в дневнике на обложке смотрела. А вживую вообще так супер прям. Впечатлений очень много, конечно. Я приехала с Алматы. Вот на 3 дня решила я Я всю жизнь мечтала здесь побывать, и вот я здесь.
The most famous shopping mall of the city is Han Shatir.
Han Shatir was designed by the world-famous Norman Foster, who's also famous for Cucumber Building in London City and Pineapple Building back in my hometown of Yekaterinburg.
The name means the king among the tents. It's hands down the largest tent in the world if anyone's competing. Inside you'll find a lot of food courts, a movie theater, and even a water park. Pretty unexpected, I know. Another popular walking area in the city is the Ishim River Promenade. It's a pedestrian area with a lot of street musicians, restaurants, and a very unusual 300-meter long bridge in the form of a sturgeon. In the evening, you can take a ferry and go for a river cruise.
We are taking a ferry along Ishim River in Astana.
The history of Astana begins in 1830 with the construction of the Akmola fortress. In 1961, it was renamed Tselinograd, which in Russian means Virgin Land City. It was a time when the USSR started Virgin Lands campaign, hoping to turn the steppe region into a grain-producing land. Astana has changed beyond recognition since the Soviet days, but some people still remember the way it used to be.
Я училась здесь. Это было с 79 по 83 год. Здесь вот недалеко по Мира 59 был колледж, ну тогда техникум автомобильного транспорта. Я училась на экономиста, на плановика.
Чем вам запомнилась Астана? Что понравилось?
Ну, она запомнилась, знаете, тогда был маленький город и было много дождей. Я вообще с юга и никогда не видела столько дождей и столько воды, а рыков нету у нас. Это куда вода отходит, сточные воды. Я ходила, тогда в брюках мало кто ходил, мы все ходили в платьях, платья задирали до колен и бегали по этим лужам. Вот это все, больше всего я помню.
Сегодня Астана сильно изменилась с тех пор?
Очень сильно изменилась. У меня, знаете, такое впечатление, я вот эти 3-4 дня была в новом городе.
When we were visiting the city, it was really hot. And the problem was that there's not enough tall trees to hide away from the sun. They're working on it, of course. Look at this huge botanical garden, but it's going to take years for these trees to grow tall. This is a northern city in the steppe, after all, where each tree was planted by hand.
And now you see this small young trees being planted, and all this area will soon turn into a nice park.
Вот этот парк по ощущению очень новый. Его когда построили?
Ну, буквально года 3 назад, наверное, где-то так. Он новый, да.
Новый, да?
Да. Это специально вот медикам построить в связи с пандемией.
А вы всегда в Астане жили?
Нет, я сам недавно переехал.
Откуда?
Я Семипалатинска.
Ну как здесь? Нравится?
Здесь хорошо, нравится, да, столица все-таки.
А что вам больше всего нравится в Астане?
В Астане?
Да.
Ну, здесь вот культура у нас хорошая, здесь балетная школа хорошая, опера, есть у нас театры хорошие. И сам по себе дома такие красивые, высокие, строят.
Даже вот жилые, которые строят,
да,
такие красивые.
Да, красивые.
Интересно, да. Ладно, хорошо, спасибо.
Ага.
Пойдем гулять.
Хорошо. Вам спасибо, до свидания.
Спасибо, интересно было пообщаться.
But I love the infrastructure. There are many basketball courts in this park, running trails, and it's all well taken care of. Astana city is very spread out. Luckily, they have bicycle and scooter sharing systems, I quickly installed an app and I was on my way.
Wow, so much fun. It took 1 minute to set up the scooter app. So simple. Off we go. Come on. You're embarrassing me.
There are many universities and colleges in the city. Let's talk to some students.
Расскажите, что нравится в Нур-Султане?
В Nur-Sultане? Да, в принципе, ничего особенного нет здесь.
Ну, это
Серьезно?
ему так кажется. А вот мне, лично мне, тут все делают для людей. Парки, все дома красивые. Потом что еще? Ну,
А то, что вот расстояния такие от объектов очень большие, это не устаете гулять?
нет.
Нет.
Это наоборот хорошо, то, что
Наоборот, хорошо.
улицы большие, не как в Алмате, нету пробок.
Ага,
Вот это мне нравится.
супер. Вы студенты?
Да.
Да.
На кого учитесь?
Программисты
Круто.
Про зимы хотелось спросить, насколько они суровые здесь.
очень суровые.
Сколько самое холодное на памяти?
Блин, самое холодное это 37 градусов было.
37.
Летом жарко, а зимой холодно очень, да?
Да, ну летом мне нравится то, что тут холодно прям. Можно в верхней одежде ходить. Вот я люблю сам носить верхнюю одежду, так как у меня руки тонкие, вот это мне нравится.
Ладно,
Спасибо вам большое.
Спасибо.
Astana is cold. It's the second coldest national capital in the world, after Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. It has an extreme continental climate, with warm summers and long, cold, dry winters. How cold does it get? Well, let's just say that minus 25 Celsius is not going to surprise anyone here. Every year, the whole city is going to be covered in snow for 4 to 5 months. Is that going to stop people from being outdoors? Not really. I don't think so.
Работаем. Теперь на правую руку грузики взяли, правой рукой также. Сбоку пробиваем, встречаем и сверху также вот 3 удара сразу. Вот молодцы.
Why are people moving here then? Jobs. The economy is good. In the year 2000, the population of the city was just 380,000 people, and today it's over 1.3 million. Since Astana became the capital in 1997, and the presidential administration and government moved here, big money followed. The city's fast economic growth attracted numerous foreign investors. For example, this skyscraper, Abu Dhabi Plaza, was built by Elder Properties from the UAE. It is 311 meters high and is currently the tallest building in Kazakhstan and all of Central Asia. The downtown area is super modern. It's safe and very clean.
I love the convenient design of these trash cans. So convenient.
There's a special economic zone called the Astana New City, established in 2001 to help develop industry and attract investors.
Как вас зовут?
Меня зовут Оскар.
Вот, скажите, пожалуйста, три вещи, какие вам больше всего нравятся в городе.
Не буду банальным, скажу, первое – это погода, но это одновременно вещь, которая не нравится и нравится. У нас погода, у нас ветра, это хорошо, там дышит город, у нас холодно, морозы, но зато зима ощущается по-настоящему. Если сравнивать с Алматы, например, у нас здесь много места, большие площади, ну, потому что степь, много места, в общем. Ну, это, скажем так, простор. Второе. И третье, ну, бюджеты, все деньги страны здесь, наверное, это тоже хорошо, потому что, ну, это так или иначе ощущается. Здесь хорошо сработает, то есть рынок труда, здесь Астана город возможностей, здесь можно построить жизнь.
Средняя зарплата примерно сколько в городе?
Ну, в целом, у нас минимальная зарплата, вот средняя, это 200 тысяч. Конечно, есть люди, кто, ну, вот,
Это
по
нижний
факту,
порог такой, да?
Air Astana – это главный перевозчик страны. Вот там большинство людей, ну вот у меня есть знакомые, кто не летает, не стюардессы и пилоты, а вот ну, персонал такой, агенты, так скажем, они получают 140 тысяч тенге. Вы посмотрите, сколько это в долларах, это очень мало, допустим. Но в целом средняя зарплата, там официанты и так далее, от 200 тысяч – это уже более или менее. Скажем, у нас в сфере культуры зарплаты, ну, в районе 300 тысяч. Уже хорошо, что, чему я рад.
Прям хорошая зарплата считается какая?
Хорошая зарплата от 500 тысяч тенге, чтобы хватало.
all over the city you'll find lots of murals. The construction is in full swing. Residential real estate is way more affordable here than in Almaty, the largest city of Kazakhstan. That's another reason why young families keep coming here. Tourism also became one of the factors driving economic growth in the city. The city has an opera house, Astana Opera, founded by the first president, Nur-Sultan Nazarbayev. You will come across the name of the first president so often that it's becoming predictable. Named after Nazarbayev, of course. Another place that might be interesting for tourists is the National Museum of the Republic of Kazakhstan. A fantastic museum with a comprehensive collection of historical and cultural artifacts, ranging from the earliest history to the modern days. The largest treasure of this museum is the Golden Man with hundreds of golden ornaments. They found this Scythian person from the 3rd or 4th century BC in Issyk, about 70 kilometers from Almaty, in 1969. I'm not really a big fan of museums, but this one is really worth visiting. When it comes to public transportation, they have buses and taxis, but no subway. See the structure? It was supposed to be a light rail system, but instead it became what the locals call a monument to corruption. Hundreds of millions of dollars has been spent since 2008, and they say it's going to take another $1 billion to finish the project. And now they don't know what to do with it because the return on investment is going to be a disaster, and it's been put on hold. There's an international airport named after, yes, Nur-Sultan Nazarbayev. Is Astana expensive? Not really. The hotel with breakfast and the pool was around $50 a day, and a typical dinner for two was around $20. The food options in the city are great. It's a capital city after all.
If you guys want to try different cuisines, then you might want to go to Turan Avenue. For example, this is a Korean house, Korean cuisine. The next one is called Gruzin, a Georgian guy, Georgian cuisine, and Uzbek cuisine, and the list goes on and on. Turan Avenue, that's the place to go.
Of course, you gotta try some local cuisine. We went to this restaurant called Saksaul. We are in Saksaul restaurant, and now I'm going to be trying some local dishes, but let's start with a drink. This is called kumis. It's fermented and traditionally made from mare milk. Let's try. If you like ayran, which is another dairy product, you're going to love this. It has a sour taste, but also it kind of reminds me of wine. I don't know why, because of the sourness, I guess, but it's really enjoyable.
Это домашний салат на оливковом масле, и это наши национальные конские деликатесы. Здесь идет казе, шужок и жая. Снаружи казе, потом посередине жая, а вот эти шужок.
Хорошо.
И зелень. Да,
И все это из коня, да? Из конины?
Да, верно. Подреберная часть конины.
What's unusual about Kazakh cuisine is that they use horse meat a lot in their dishes. It's all horse meat, but just from different parts of the horse, so let me try. It's good. I can't even tell the difference. Wow.
Это сырне, наше казахское национальное блюдо. Получается мясо баранины, заранее замаринованный в сливочный соус, ровно сутки маринуется. Потом здесь томленое мясо и с отварными картофелями. На украшение идет зелень и стручковый перец.
Спасибо.
Попробуйте. Приятного аппетита. Уважаемые гости, это кебаб из осетрины, получается. Белая рыба, осетрина на мангале готовится, то есть на угле. И рядом на гарнир овощи, лук и помидоры. И надо сжимать лимонный сок, и будет очень вкусно.
А это с Каспийского моря же?
Да, верно.
С вашего побережья, да?
Верно. Да.
Супер, спасибо.
Приятного аппетита. Спасибо.
The city is surrounded by the steppe, and there are not too many places to go to for the weekend. One of the popular ones is Buravoya, or Burabay, 260 kilometers away from the city. It's a resort in the National Reserve with mountains, lakes, pine and birch groves, and clean air. So there you have it. Astana is a modern city. It's growing fast. It has a lot of modern architecture. The biggest downside, of course, is that it's cold. But if you can live with that, it offers great career opportunities and affordable housing market. So this might be a good deal. Alright, thanks for watching guys. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. I'll see you in my next one.